The NES was an important milestone in video game history, due in no part practically saving the industry after the video game crash of 1983. This system began the long-reigning juggernaut franchises such as Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, and other frequent highlights. However, what about the other ones? You know, the games that, while good or notable, got completely overshadowed by the Big Boys Club. Well, in this video, I'll list some off for you to check out. In no particular order, here are 10 underrated NES games you should play. Okay, let me get this out the way. Up first, we have Batman the movie game. I know I keep coming back to spit shine this game every chance I get, but why not? It's an excellent platforming game with nice looking graphics and a bang heavy soundtrack, and really puts you in the mood of being the Cape Crusader. Running and jumping your way throughout the levels, using both your fist and the various bat weapons to take down the baddies is super satisfying, and the cutscenes look amazing for a simple NES movie-based game. If you have to check out at least one game from my list, this is the first suggestion. Based on the Warner property of the same name, Tiny Toon Adventures looks awfully familiar in its interface, doesn't it? Well, if you're thinking of Super Mario Bros. 3, you aren't alone. A smooth platformer with some really fun mechanics and character switching, Tiny Toon Adventures is a very underrated NES game that you should check out if you ever have the chance. Don't let the cute exterior fool you though, this game can get difficult. And on top of that, you might get strangled by Elmira. A puzzle game featuring the Goblin brother, cousin, clone of Mario? Okay. Oreos Woods is the tale of the dastardly troublemaker making trouble, in the peaceful woods, and you control a toad to stop him. This puzzle game was overshadowed by the usual suspects like Tetris and Dr. Mario, but give this one a chance. You use bombs to clear lines of enemies, with Toad literally stepping in the line of fire to do so. With multiple enemies and random occurrences to keep you on your toes, Oreos Woods is definitely worth the brain space. An underrated shmup that doesn't get on the same platform as Life Force, Gun-Knack is a robust and fun game with many different power-ups and bosses, including this bunny for some reason. The different upgrades that you can achieve actually keep you interested in getting through the game and seeing what else it can provide, and the challenge will keep you busy for a long while. DuckTales 1 is a pretty popular NES game, made in the heyday of Capcom Disney platformers. But did you know they made a sequel? DuckTales 2 retains the choose-your-own-level structure of the original game, but expands the amount of treasure you can find while refining the pogo stick controls. This game was released super late in the NES lifespan, so it was largely overlooked for the shiny frame of the Super Nintendo. But that only makes playing this hidden gem later in life so much more satisfying. A Simpsons game on this list? And a puzzle one at that? Well, yes. Krusty's Funhouse is a weird but still fun experience. Essentially Simpsons Lemmings, you control Krusty the Clown trying to get rid of mice terrorizing his show, mostly by moving blocks and other parts to direct them to these elaborate murder traps, while also not getting hurt by the various animals wandering around the play level. Actually difficult at times with the solutions. This game may not be something you would choose at first glance, but I highly recommend you give it a shot. Yay, it's a party! Monster Party is a side-scroller where you control a kid named Mark, who's armed with a baseball bat and not afraid to use it. You go from side to side in each level, entering doors to fight mini-bosses that allow you to traverse to the next level when you defeat them all. The enemies drop these magic pills that turn you into a badass demon that can fly and shoot projectiles. With a long runtime and, let's just say, interesting level and boss design. If you want a simple platformer, Monster Party won't let you down. It might scare you though. Another visit on the Disney NES carousel, this time with Bucky OHara, which in my opinion is vastly underrated from its contemporaries in both game and the show it was based on. Where is our Bucky OHara reboot, huh? But anyway, if you enjoy the other Disney platformers, this one will also be in your wheelhouse, with the titular Bucky OHara off to rescue his fellow crew members on different planets, who are also playable once rescued. The run and gun gameplay is generally compared to the Mega Man series, and the graphics and gameplay variety ensure that you won't have a bad time or get bored playing this one. Okay, I swear it is the last Disney platformer. but I couldn't leave off Chippendale Rescue Rangers. You select either Chip or Dale and make your way through a variety of stages, picking up boxes, objects, and other things to throw at enemies. One of the big selling points of this game is the co-op multiplayer, in which a good buddy can help you along as the other chipmunk in stopping the evil fat cat. With great graphics and a wholly underrated soundtrack, you should grab a friend and try this out whenever you can. I didn't say anything about that being the last Capcom game, however. Capcom in this age was at a high, and it's debatable if they ever exceeded it in the future. Gunsmoke is a vertical shooter in which you control a vagrant cowboy gunning down outlaws from level to level with different weapons and your horse to support you on the way to taking down the big bad of each level. It's a really addictive gameplay cycle that can keep people hooked for a long time. That being said, the music will start to grate on you, so don't be afraid to use that mute button. Uh-oh, it's Capcom again. And wait, Final Fight had a game on the NES? Well, yes, actually, and it's an unironically really good. Instead of trying to mimic the sprites at arcade or even the Super Nintendo version of the game, Mighty Final Fight takes a sort of chibi-ish design, which honestly makes it feel like a brand new game. The beat-em-up gameplay is enjoyable. It honestly pushes the NES hardware to make up for the translation. This game came out late in the NES lifecycle, so it's no surprise that it's been mostly overlooked. Are there any other games that I should take a look at? Leave them in the comments, and maybe I'll do a sequel list in the future. Thank you so much, and be sure to like the video and subscribe. See you later!